Okay, so in this video, I'm going to take you through the whole process from being in Teams to creating the program to uploading it back to Teams. So there shouldn't be any confusion about what to do. As you can see, I'm currently in Teams and it looks like I'm logged in as me, but if I hover over here, I am actually logged in as good old faithful Dummy7. There is a simple Python quiz assignment, so I'm going to click on View Assignment, and then I get this set up. It's the instructions. Very basic, just to create a quiz in Python. An attached YouTube video, which is the one you're watching now. The online IDE link, and how I want the work turned back in from you on a blank OneNote page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on the online IDE. That'll open up this website that allows me to, on the left hand side, write Python code, and when I click on run, it'll appear on the right hand side as that program has run. If you want to, click on the moon, it'll turn to dark mode. I'm going to leave mine in light mode, just so it's easy for you to differentiate between the two. So I'm going to get rid of that there, and I'm going to put in my print command. I'm going to say, welcome to my quiz. Now, pretty much everyone who learns to program will learn to program a quiz as a starting point, because it allows you to do selection as well as printing things to the screen. I'm going to do a simple answer equals input. Now what that means is this variable answer will contain whatever the user answers this question with. Your quiz, needs to have 10 questions. They can be any 10 questions you like. I'm going to base mine around capital cities just to make it nice and easy to get into. So I'm going to go, what is the capital city of Wales? Now anything in green along here, so you've got blue for the printing command, you've got a slight tint on the input, but the green there, the program will run without trying to understand. We can use breakout commands like this \n. It's a breakout command that tells it to carry on and read it as if it was a piece of programming. So what is the capital city of Wales? My options are going to be 1, and I'm going to say London. I'm going to say \n again, which means to go down to the next line. I'm going to say 2, Cardiff. I'm going to say \n, 3, and my third option is going to be Paris. Now if I was to run that, I can check how it looks. And that's come up on the side here, and just put those in place. When I type my answer, it attaches it to the end of my Paris command. I don't want that. I do want it to go down to the next line again. So I'm going to end one final \n. This time, when I run it, my answer appears underneath rather than next to it. Put that in place, that's run. That end arrow means my program's finished. Now that I have that in place, what I can do is put in the logic behind the check to see if the question has been answered correctly. To do that, I put in if, and I put in answer. Now this is where we're going to be slightly clever. We're going to use a lower function, so it doesn't matter whether the user puts it all in capitals, all in lowercase, or a mixed bag of the two. It will convert it all to lowercase, just to check to see if it's the correct answer. Then I'm going to say equals. I've put in 2 equal symbols. That checks the difference rather than setting an answer. And in there, I'm going to put in Cardiff, all in lowercase. I need to put in a colon. And when I press enter, it automatically jumps over 1 tab across or 4 spaces. In there then, I'm going to print to say, well done. And I'm going to go back against the main wall of the program. I'm going to do else, print, and this time I'm going to say, you're wrong. There we go. Now when I run this, my quiz will work. It'll ask me which one. So if I say London, it tells me I'm wrong. If I rerun it, if I put in Cardiff, it tells me well done. I could even go as far as say, well done, you're correct. So that set me up with just the one question. As you can see, my line count, I'm down to 7 lines. What I can do from there is highlight this section, copy it, go down to this section here and paste it. Now, there's nothing wrong with you copy and pasting your code as long as you can understand what you've done and understand any fixes you need to make. What's the capital city of England? And this time I'm going to say London. What's the capital city of France? And this time I'm going to say Paris. I've got one extra here, so what's the capital city of, let's see, Spain, and I'm going to swap that out for Madrid, and I'm going to put in there Madrid. Now I've only done my 4 questions here. As I've said in my starting points, I want you to do 10, so I expect you to do more than I have here. But if I run that, it'll say, what's the first one? So I can say Cardiff. Didn't like that for some reason. Let's see what it says. Line 1, Cardiff is not defined. Answer to lower. That is very strange because it's already accepted it previously. Let's run it again, see if I've done something wrong. Yes, I did something wrong with my typing of Cardiff. Next one up then, London. Then I'm going to put in Paris. I didn't like Paris. I think it gets a bit confused sometimes running through this possible online version. But nonetheless, you can see that it does work. And the more important thing is, when you turn this into me, when I look at this, I can read and I can understand that code, so I can see that you have done it correctly. That's what we're going to look at next, is how I want you to turn it in. So I'm going to highlight all of my code here. Just simply right click on it and go to copy. My assignment is still open in this other tab here. So I'm going to click over onto my assignment. I'm going to click onto the simple Python quiz. Wait for that to load in OneNote. Click just below and I should be able to right click and paste my text. Okay, so it says your browser can't access the clipboard, use these shortcuts. So we all know the shortcut for pasting is Control and V. So I'm just going to go into here and simply do Control and V. And there it has pasted it all in place. I was not happy with my capitalization of these words because they're not capitals and they're capital cities, so it expects it. It's also not happy with the fact that I've got answer.lower because it sees that as grammatically incorrect for English language, but don't worry about that. So once that's in its place, you click on close and click on hand in. That will submit it to me then. I can check your code and make sure that you've done it correctly. If at any point you haven't been able to follow my instructions or something doesn't work or the video doesn't play correctly, which ironically you probably wouldn't hear me say this, but nevertheless, don't be afraid to email me and let me know. I am on hand to try and help out as best as I can. Good luck.